I'm Matt Scheibel. I'm a historical reenactor doing living history with the French Marines from Fort de Chartres. So I am representing a priest from the 18th century. The Jesuits in particular were really significant for this area. Southern Illinois is where Fort de Chartres is. The French owned Illinois country between Quebec and Louisiana, which were their strongholds back in the 1700s, specifically starting in the late 1600s. So 1673, actually, the first Europeans that stepped foot on Illinois soil was actually Jacques Marquette, Father Jacques Marquette. He was a Jesuit priest, along with Louis Joliet. He was a French explorer. They came down the Mississippi River. They ended at Starved Rock, which is what it's called today. And at Starved Rock, there was an Illinois village that was there. In fact, the word Illinois is a French word. Illinois was coined by Father Marquette. So the term Illinois comes from Father Marquette. And they met very friendly natives. There's a group of about 5 tribes. One of them was the Kaskaskia. And he had the idea in mind to start a mission there, to share with them the gospel. But they made some friends there at the Illinois mission. They went down the Illinois River, then down the Mississippi. That was their goal. And eventually, they didn't reach down to the Gulf of Mexico, and there was a reason for that. The friendly natives that they met told them, don't go much further than Arkansas, because there were some not very friendly natives that were there. They drew what they could because they were to report back to Louis XIV at the time, and went back to Quebec. So Father Marquette and the other French Jesuits, they really wanted to start a mission. They continued their mission down south. Illinois, it's in particular, Southern Illinois, is all immensely, has deep roots in French history. And it actually affects Missouri and St. Louis, because a lot of the missions and towns that were started in Southern Illinois that were French during the French and Indian War, whenever the British came in, they were Protestant. They didn't like the French Catholics. The French Catholics actually moved across the Mississippi River. So Saint Louis, which was originally a small fur trading post, eventually became the city that it is today because of after that time period. So lots of French influence here in Missouri that we really appreciate and grasp a hold of. And we need to appreciate a little bit more in Southern Illinois for sure. But so what I have set up here is actually the priests in the area in Southern Illinois and even in Missouri, they would travel around to different locations. Sometimes they would have multiple parishes, and they would hold mass in those parishes. Sometimes, like you would see out here, they'd hold an open air mass. They would be out in the open, providing mass for natives who had become Christian, and for even soldiers that were stationed out here to make sure that they were provided for spiritually. So we would travel all over the place so that we would be able to share the gospel with them. Okay?